Alright, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's You're on an angle. Strange. You're on an angle for a bit. That's alright. Anyways, today's weather is actually really hot for some reason. Like this morning, it looked cold, but actually no. This morning's cold. Like the windshields are slightly frosty, but you know, the gym's heaters are way too hot. Like right now, it's super hot in here. Yeah, like literally, right now inside the gym, it's really hot. The heaters are way more hotter than they should. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. The heaters in this place is going crazy. We're not actually sleepy today, but there's like nothing to talk about. Unfortunately, there was no cooked earth yesterday, but we did do a video. I think because when you do cooked earth, we gotta dedicate straight up 2 to 3 hours, no stop, on cooked earth because it's a live stream. Yeah, it's really hot in this gym today, man. Yeah, today we're just gonna be doing stairs, slow speed. Yep. So just heavy cardio today. That's it. Nothing else to really say. No topics. No nothing. Yeah, there's really nothing to talk about. We did actually wake up like 10 to 20 minutes earlier today. But yeah, like my rules usually say, if you wake up 1 hour, no, when you wake up and you have less than an hour before you have to wake up anyways, you might as well just start your day. Literally zero point of going back to sleep for that last 20 minutes. What's the point? You're just going to build a bad habit of just going back to sleep. You're awake, so you're awake. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's usually the rule we're going for. Yeah, I just need to think of a better way to say it. Because when I say it, it sounds really complicated. No, it's not. If you wake up within, if you wake up and there's less than 1 hour left until you have to wake up originally, then you just wake up and start your day. It's like you have to piss or something, right? You wake up and pee, check your time. There's only 30 minutes before you have to wake up, so you might as well just get the head start. What is the point of going back to sleep for 30 minutes? You're just going to build a bad habit of going back to sleep. So just stay up and get to work. And if you get tired, just sleep earlier. And that's the thing about us. Is like, even if we sleep earlier, our bodies will just wake us up. I think in the last 2 weeks, we've only had one bad sleepy day. And that was during the night live stream, where we ended the stream like 30 minutes before I had to sleep anyways. But every other day is just sleeping fine. Okay, we have an extra t-shirt just in case we get wet. Heart rate's 137. What? Doesn't make sense. It feels like I'm barely moving. Heart rate 132. Strange. Well, since the stairs always do this, but you know, at 20 minutes it slows down, but we will just manually force it back up. Today's golden hour is superb. Under five. Under 5 digits. Wait, no, not digits. Literally one hand. 5. Under 5. That's pretty good. It seems like Saturday had the most. Saturday had the most people when it was like 1 hour earlier than usual time. I think it's because those people don't actually sleep. Those people at like midnight, they haven't actually slept yet. They sleep after the gym. So that's why our golden hour is almost perfect because only those who wake up can actually go to the time. Okay, we're gonna go 8 speed now for the last 10 minutes. We're going to water later. Usually we used to drink the whole water during the cardio session, but you know, ever since we started running and stuff, we shouldn't be drinking the whole water bottle. We should drink it afterwards during the weight. As you know, stairs make your make your breath go heavy. But it seems like we have adapted to number 6. So I guess the next thing we have to adapt to is number 8. You know, we're not going to beat our stair record today. There's no intention to. Yes, at 8 speed I really can barely talk. Yeah, like I said this morning, the gym's temperature is very whack. It's a bit too hot. I guess outside's cold, but the gym is like really, really hot. Bro, these women are weird. You know those women that dive with sharks in basically bikinis? I don't know, I don't understand. It's not my ecosystem, but straight up just these girls in bikinis jumping into the ocean, deep blue ocean, on purposely trying to touch a tiger shark and somehow not die. It's insane. It makes you wonder how these people even get the footage. Because they're not using water drones, they're using seriously just their human bodies to film these sharks. Strange. Also, I'm talking about something on the TV. The TV is right now just showing a bunch of these women in bikinis jumping into sharks in the deep blue ocean. Jumping into sharks. Yeah, usually when we go at 6 speed, it's usually every 1 minute is around 10. Yeah, every minute is around 10 calories. But when we go 8 speed, we bump it up a tiny bit. Luckily, we brought an extra shirt, so this should be a piece of cake. We'll be dry when we do the bench press. Nice. I just had a crazy flashback. Now, what's the heart rate? 153. Interesting. Okay, done. Unfortunately, though, you know that these stairs summaries are really weird. The summaries are super weird. No, it's not weird, it's just the summaries just don't last long. There you go. What does it say? Floors 121. Average 136. And summary floors. Yeah, whatever. Should be good enough. Basically the same results we usually get. We just go 6 speed for 20 minutes and then 8 speed for the last 10 minutes. No cinematic shot this time. No cinematic shot. Just gonna clean it and then we gotta spend a tiny bit of extra time to change into a better shirt. Alright, we're gonna be going lights out soon. No, I mean going dark. We do stretching first and then we change. Just make sure I brought an extra t-shirt. Yeah, I did. Good. Okay. Excellent. Okay, well, we know the drill. Gonna go dark and yeah, I'll come back. Okay, I'm gonna quickly do a stopwatch and see how long it takes us to change into a different shirt. Okay, it takes us around like 4 minutes to change into a drier shirt. It's okay. I don't even know it took that long. It felt like it took like a minute, but I guess the distance is like around a minute's walk. Anyways, yeah, I know the drill. We're gonna be doing a bench press as always. It looks like it's kind of set up for us again. That's nice. Kind of. I mean, it looks like it's set up for us already. Just some weights different. Like for example, we do not do 20 kgs. We do like only 10, 15, 5. Okay, y'all know the drill though. Before we actually add weights to a thing, let's adjust the bench. Whoever used this last is absolutely terrible at aligning the bench. It's okay, we are dry actually. Wait, these headphones are falling off. Okay, cool. Headphones are like basically falling off. Seems like these headphones are like basically trying to fall off. Strange. Oh man, we gotta drink so much water. I should add more weight, but I need to drink water. Strange, water's going down really slowly today. Way too slowly. All of a sudden today feels really slow. It's a bit strange. We're in 4.5s. Maybe because we haven't really speak much. Also, I think something I've noticed is that the gym music is super quiet all of a sudden. Unless I'm tripping. Matter of fact, now I think about it, I think one of the gym speakers are broken. Because usually it's a lot louder. It seems like some of the speakers are broken, I reckon. That's why it's a lot more quieter. Quiet. Yeah, it's literally a banana to eat. We'll eat it soon. At least the dry t-shirt is nice to a degree. To a degree, the dry t-shirt is quite nice. But wait, how many calories have we been eating? I think we've been eating like 2,000 calories. Should probably. What should the next target be? 2,200? Yeah, I'm gonna try to go for like 2,200. We're definitely dropping from 2,600 because after like I think around a couple weeks, 2,600 ain't working. Well, no, it's working. No, not really. we're gonna drop it, even though it's weird because the AI said that 2,600 is actually like the lowest we should be going. But now we're gonna go lower because obviously our body disagrees with those things. One interesting thing is that even though we do Alpha 3 regime, we're supposed to be it still takes like the same amount of time. We haven't actually gotten fast at Alpha 3 regime. Well, here's a banana, so we'll just quickly eat this and then get back to the bench. Okay, also another interesting thing is that somehow the gym's heaters are like just completely turned off. Like the the temperature in the gym is like rapidly changing. Like this morning it was really warm. No, this morning it was cold and outside, and then the gym was really warm. And then all of a sudden now it's like freezing. Like the temperature is just getting messed up. I swear that yeah, the gym's heaters are like completely turned off. It's like freezing in here now. Unless it's just me. No, it can't be me. Might be because on the stairs we are warmer. But at the same time, there's no way it's just me. Interesting. Don't know. Today feels a bit suspicious. Don't know why. Today feels awfully suspicious. Not exactly sure why. Some kind of aura is slightly different today. It's alright. I'll figure it out. Oh yeah, by the way, today we should be quite heavy, considering that we ate basically just rice yesterday. And then we ate bread yesterday. But we should be pretty heavy today. This morning. Should be heavy. Kind of, I don't know. I'm like mixed right now, but the water's getting to me. I'm planning to really, do I want to aggressively cut? Maybe I might aggressively cut. Maybe we should really just aggressively cut to 2000. But at the same time, apparently, wasn't that like a mistake we made last year where we cut too aggressively that we lost I think Aussie. Why don't we just go 2000? Yeah, we're gonna go 2000 this entire week. I've made my mind up. We're gonna go 2000 this entire week and see what happens. Yeah, it's gonna be an aggressive cut. Should be easy though. No, nothing else to really say. There's no topic to talk about, and I mean, Golden Hour is pretty nice, but besides that, besides Golden Hour being very good today, it's just no topics in my mind to really say. We finished like the top 10, no, not top, we finished 10 stories yesterday. The last ones were pretty boring, just basically talked about how just make sure you don't believe it's real, ghosts aren't real if you don't believe in it. Just like depression. Depression is not real if you don't believe in it. You know what I mean? Sorry, I could hear myself slurring. You know what I mean, right? It's not real. It's not real. In my ecosystem at least. If it's real in yours, then feel free to believe it. I don't really care. Reminds me of one of those chess days where we talked about, I wouldn't care if you died. I mean, if you committed Sudoku. Okay, yeah, it's definitely something. It's something of the stomach. I felt it right there. Yeah, it's 4 5s. So today, no, this week we're going to be eating 2K calories. Going to be really aggressive on the milk because we have too much milk. Too much milk, so we're going to be really aggressive. when I mean aggressive by the milk, it means that, things are they're gonna expire if I don't drink the milk. People say they train calves, but I never actually trained calves properly. I never really trained the calves properly. I kind of just did walking and stairs for the calves. Never actually, I never actually physically trained the calves with weight. Only during gym days we do like super lightweight calves, but I've never actually like done heavy calf raises. I never liked them. I don't know. I think I just never did them. Is there anything you really? I can't really think of anything. Actually, hold on. There is one thing I could talk about. There was a student's question recently I saw, but it's just kind of it's pretty hard to answer because the context is so lacking that I've kind of ignored it. To be fair, but I think we finished the water. Yeah, we literally finished the water. I don't even know when we did that. Yeah, I think it was like a student's inquiry question yesterday, but no, it wasn't yesterday. I think his question was like it was so lacking context that I really couldn't give him a proper answer. But his problem was like this 31-year-old student. Okay, that's crazy. Now I think about it. Straight up a student who's older than me, but 31-year-old student has a 30 has a 3 year old no 3 months old baby daughter with a female, and apparently he works really hard, but he feels that his wife doesn't appreciate him, and it's just like I don't know how to help that dude. It's like the context is so lacking. Like what actions did I do that make you feel like I don't appreciate you? It's like what are the actions? Bro didn't even say his bro didn't even say the actions. He just said that feel. So he was just like yeah. It's just kind of what actions does your wife do to you that makes you feel like she doesn't appreciate you? Is she cheating on you? Is she not making the food, not making the dishes? Like this, the context is pretty. Uh, there's very lacking of context, so it's really hard to answer that guy's question. And like, bro, literally has a 3-month old baby. So like, I don't know what this man's asking. She already gave you a 3-month old baby. So like, I don't know how that means that I don't, you know what I mean? It's like I don't know how that student can even say that his wife doesn't appreciate him when she literally has a 3-month-old baby with him. So like, yeah, the context is so lacking. It's pretty hard to give a answer to the problem because like she gave you a kid. What are you What are you complaining about? Literally 3-month-old. Yeah. So that student's question was just way too out of context. Zero context. Can barely give a proper answer because like the fact your wife gave you a 3-month-old daughter, I don't know how that doesn't mean she doesn't appreciate you. Literally gave you the only thing she can give you. So like, oh yeah, it looks like we're just gonna be using a dip machine today because every single cable thing's just out of. Well, they're not out of order, but they're just annoying me because I'm looking at the cables and they're all mismatched and uneven. 13 millimeters. Okay, 70 kgs should be our weight anyways. Gonna turn on that efficiency for that one. Anyway, y'all know the drill. We just check the weight. I've configured the tripod slightly differently this time, just a tiny bit differently. The SSD doesn't need that much support. SSD can be supported by one clamp. What are we? I'm pretty sure we're probably like 72. It feels like, actually, I don't even know what I feel. Interesting. Literally 69.65. So we're literally only like 200 grams more than yesterday. And I have a suspicion that that was literally the banana. Literally the banana we probably ate. That is actually, not gonna lie, that's kind of interesting. That's like the third consecutive day where the weight is extremely similar, not even a single, not even a kg difference. Literally just 200 grams slightly heavier, which I suspect is from the banana. Damn, that's strange. I really thought we were heavier. Oh wait, actually, matter of fact, one thing I do want to update you guys on is that the Alpha 3 regime's doing really well. Like, during the ebb part of the Alpha 3 regime, it's getting better. Like, I could actually hold a plank for nearly 4 minutes. Yeah, with the Alpha 3 regime, the Alpha 3 regime is actually getting a lot better. Like, I can definitely hold the plank a lot longer, and also my practice movements are getting significantly better. Like before, it was really hard to, plank hold while practicing the boing boing, but now it's like I can do it for like a solid, like it's not bad. Yeah, if you don't even know what Alpha 3 regime is, can't show it. Not allowed to show it. Well, I can, but later. But yeah, the Alpha 3 regime is doing pretty well. Definitely good practical practice. Very, very good. Good for the abs and everything. And the pink gym ball's doing fine. And well, what else is there to train? Yeah, basically we're just gonna be cutting calories, I guess. Cutting calories. I have been eating a lot more smoked paprika. Maybe because there is like a whole bottle, so I've just been eating that. Now that I think about it though, another interesting topic is that the muesli dopamine is completely gone. Well, not completely gone, but definitely dopamine for the muesli is just normal now. No, not unfortunately, it's pretty standard. Like I remember when we first had the muesli, I was like, damn, I can eat this. It's nice. But now it's like, dude, I barely eat enough of it. No, how do I say this? The muesli has a lot of calories, but less volume. So basically, when we eat muesli and milk, we digest it crazily fast to the point where it's like near the end of the night, I'm basically empty. Matter of fact, now I think about it, last night was pretty interesting. I was just crazy. No, what? Hold on. Now we're getting into a dangerous topic. Let's just say that last night I was like, what's a good analogy? I can't think of a good analogy, but all I know is that last night I couldn't even sleep properly. It was just like, yep, you know what I mean? Yeah, like I said, we are slightly like 10 minutes early today, so the the time's slightly different. Yeah, zero topics today. So I think today's thumbnail is probably going to be a story one. That's what I do when there's nothing to say in the gym, and we do a story. Yeah, when we have a story, we no. When there's nothing to say, we just end up using the story instead. just like yesterday. Yesterday was so quiet that we're basically just going to be using the story thumbnail instead. The thumbnails are getting kind of not. No, the thumbnails are just like I feel like I'm running out of words. We're only at like January, right? But each thumbnail is like slightly different. Zero hunting. We haven't gone hunting in a long time. Now that I think about it, yeah. We have not gone hunting in a long time. Very long time. Alright, well, a very short episode today, but I'll definitely make it up with a video today. Oh yeah, I forgot. Since we're basically dry, yeah. Usually the jacket feels really wet because we're wet, but very dry today. Well, no, because we had new shirt. Right, see you guys next time. I'll see you guys in the store.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I told you guys that I would do a story video, so I've been looking around Mr. Nightmare because he's the G. I looked at this one here. I don't think we've done this one, but 3 disturbing true scary stories, right? We're not going to do the whole thing today. We're going to be doing what is it? We're going to split it into a couple parts. Probably going to take us like two times. It's alright though. Hold on, let me just quickly grab the link so I can next time not have to worry about it. Alright, cool. Let's go. Let's begin. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's see what we got today.
Before we get into today's stories, I want to take a moment to
Thank my sponsor. Story 1. Let's go.
I went camping alone last winter with my dog Roscoe, and it's something I'll never do again.
Why?
I had taken a few days off work and wanted to get away from people.
Okay, fair.
I loaded my truck with my gear and drove up a long, narrow trail that cut deep into a state forest. The road was barely maintained, covered in packed snow and ice. Nothing wrong.
We've done this story before, haven't we? We have. My bad. Story 2.
July 4th weekend in 2025. I drove from Melbourne, Florida to Charleston, South Carolina.
We've done this video before. My fault. My bad. My bad. Okay, doesn't matter. We'll just do this one. 3 disturbing 911 calls. Alright, let's do it. We're only going to do story 1 and then we'll do story 2 tomorrow, yeah? Sounds good to me. Let's go.
In today's modern world of technology, communication has never been easier, no matter the timing or circumstances. However, in some cases, it may be the only determining factor between life and death. Throughout the world, the people who experience the most stress when it comes to phone calls are emergency dispatchers. Fortunately, some 911 calls end with help arriving just in the nick of time, and others end in nothing but a gut-wrenching silence in the air, along with questions that never fade away with time. These are real emergency calls that took a turn for the worse, calls that still leave a chilling impact on the operators and even the world. No reenactment, no legends, just real calls and the frightening circumstances behind them. These are real 911 calls that still haunt operators.
Alright, let's have a look, shall we? Let's do it. Story 1. Let's go.
Kyle Plush was a 16-year-old sophomore.
Sorry, this is not even a story, is it? This is actually like real. Oh, he's going for real this time. He's serious. Alright, let's go.
sophomore student at the Seven Hills School, Cincinnati, Ohio. He was akin to every young teen who has dreams and aspirations. However, in the most tragic turn of events, his dreams and very own life was crushed in an unforeseen accident. Unlike any other typical automotive incidents, the vehicle that Kyle was in was not even in motion. Kyle was on the Seven Hills School tennis team. On April 10th, 2018, around 3 p.m., Kyle was driving a 2004 minivan and had arrived at his school parking lot as he had a tennis match to attend. However, he never even made it to the court. What had transpired turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare and a twisted version of the movie 127 Hours.
What does that mean?
The difference was that help was so close, yet so far for Kyle Plush, and his demise only took 6 harrowing hours. Upon arriving at his destination, Kyle needed his tennis gear, which was located at the very back of the minivan. Without hesitation, he then proceeded to climb and stretch his body, going past the rows of seats until he reached the very end. Unbeknownst to him, the rear seat suddenly sprung backwards, hurling Kyle to the trunk, pinning him upside down, and his chest crushed by approximately 70 pounds of pressure. Finding himself trapped between the trunk and the folded seat, Kyle tried relentlessly to free himself. However, with the amount of weight and pressure pressing against him, he just couldn't get the strength to get himself out of the predicament he was in. Despite being in a state of panic and immense pain, Kyle still had the brilliant mind to contact emergency services. This is because he called 911 not by using his hands, but by using Siri on his phone.
Okay.
What was shocking was that Kyle had not made only one call, but 2 911 calls. The first one was reported to be at 3:16 p.m., pleading for help. Initially, due to the position that he was in, neither he nor the operator could understand what each other were saying. Eventually, the operator made out what Kyle was trying to say, which was, "I'm at Seven Hills, I'm gonna die here," and officers were sent to the parking lot that Kyle was located in. 2 officers were at the location at 3:26 p.m., who spent about 11 minutes patrolling the area to look for anyone in distress.
Cincinnati 911, that is the address of your emergency. Cincinnati 911. The Seven Hills what parking lot?
I need help.
Where are you?
Hey, Spirit.
Hello?
Hang on.
Yo, hold on. Why are you hanging up?
Hello?
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Where are you? Hello? Where are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
That's the gentleman who stepped into one. I am trapped in my bed. It is the same Hello.
Where are you?
I can't hear you. I'm in desperate need of help.
What is the address?
R.I.P. Hold on. By the way, I thought in 2018. Actually, I don't even know in 2018, but in today's modern age, they have your cell phone like GPS location. Just saying. Like, I'm pretty sure if worst case happens, they could just track your GPS location, right? But I mean, it depends, because sometimes the government or like the police just really don't care. It's like it's kind of crazy, huh? It's like if they know you're doing something bad, they'll track your GPS, but if you need help, they're not gonna bother tracking the GPS, which is crazy. It's like if you're a criminal, they'll track your GPS easily, right? But then if you need help, they're not gonna bother. They're gonna like take their time and stuff. It is what it is. Unfortunately for this situation, seems like Kyle's pretty much GG. He did. Actually, he died, didn't he? Oh, I shouldn't be making. Alright, but in this scenario though, it's kind of just a it is what it is moment right now. And the police, let's see what the police do. But honestly, they probably seen it as like a prank, huh? Probably.
I'm in help. 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 I can't hear you.
Where are you?
Well, so aren't dispatchers not allowed to hang up? I'm pretty sure they have to stay online the whole time. I'm pretty sure that's what dispatchers do. But again, this is 2018, which is like years ago.
Hello?
I'm gonna die here.
Where are you?
Again, we can't blame the dispatcher because at the same time, I don't know what 2018 looked like. Like, did they have GPS trackers or not, you know? We can't assume that. I mean, we could always search it up though, right? In 2000 and again, it's in America though, right? In 2018, could police track your phone GPS location? Wait, no, they should be able to. They should be able to, because if you have Siri, they should be able to. Yeah, in 2018. Yeah. So, matter of fact, the dispatcher should have the location then. You know, in scenarios like these, sometimes you just have to make up. You might have to lie. You might have to just increase the wanted level so they search harder. Just saying. I mean, that's kind of a lie. That's a lie. But, you know, sometimes it really depends how desperate you are. But if you're really, really desperate, you have to raise up the wanted level. Because you're not going to take it serious. Like, for example, I've always thought about it myself, right? For example, it's like, you get into like a car accident or something, right? And you really need the police to come closer, right? Like, I mean, it's not really lying, but it's also deceptive. But at the same time, if you want the police to come to the crime scene faster or like take it more serious, instead of saying, "Hey, I got into a car crash," be like, "Hey, I got into a car crash. This guy might be armed. Be careful." And then you've just increased the wanted level, and the police are gonna come faster because you be like, "He's got a gun." Oh no, I think he's got a gun. He might be a danger to the public. Come closer. Come fast. Come fast. And then the police are gonna like raise up the wanted level. This is totally off topic, but it makes sense, right? Like, if you just say, "Hey, I got in a car crash," the police are gonna be, "Oh, okay. Priority list number 5. Hey, I got into a car crash. The other person might be armed with a weapon. It might be a danger to the public. Please come fast." Oh, wanted level number 1, and you're good. Is that deceptive? Kind of, but if you're really desperate, I mean, technically you're not lying. You said he maybe got a gun, so you already, is that manipulative? Yes, but you know what I mean, right? Like, if you just increase the wanted level, you're not really lying because you said maybe, so you don't even know yourself. But, you know, the guy you got in a car crash with might have a gun, and he might be a danger to the public, so come fast. And then they're going to increase the priority level to number 1. It's simple, right? So, yeah.
Help!
Voice cuts off. Dispatchers aren't allowed to hang up, right? Also, at this point, wouldn't the dispatchers, like, you know, start tracking the location GPS?
From this
RIP.
call, we can hear Kyle's desperate need for help, but due to the situation he was in, it was difficult to make out what he was saying. His voice can be heard faintly saying that he was in a school parking lot, followed by thuds, multiple hellos, asking for help, and somewhat of a scream. This was then ended with a cold silence toward the end. While the officers were patrolling the school parking lot, that's when Kyle had made the second 911 call at around 3:35 p.m. This time, he was able to provide more details on the car he was in. He stated that he was in a gold 2004 Honda Odyssey. In the midst of the call, he had the chance to say, "I probably don't have much time left, so tell my mom I love her if I die." These are the words that should never be spoken by an innocent young person. In a twist of events, The information Kyle gave regarding the color, make, and model of the car that could have saved his life, that information was somehow never relayed to the officers who were present at the very parking lot that Kyle was at. At 3:37 p.m., the officers closed the incident as they did not find anyone in distress and continued on with their duty, leaving poor Kyle stranded and suffering in his...
I mean, like, yeah, that's why you kind of have to increase the wanted level. It depends on how desperate you are, but you sometimes might have to increase the wanted level because then they'll take it for a prank and leave you alone. But if you increase the wanted level, then they're gonna like find your GPS location. You know what I mean? Like, if you're really, really desperate, you're gonna have to manipulate the police a bit and increase your wanted level, so they're gonna check your GPS location and not just leave the scene. Because like in this situation, they just left, right? But if you somehow, you know, increase the wanted level, they would then use the GPS location and find you and find the person who made the phone call. You know what I mean? Like, they'll be like, okay, even if you, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
minivan.
Cincinnati 911, what is the address for your emergency? Anyone there?
They, you know, dispatchers always say what's the location, but then they could always just track your GPS. Again, it depends on the wanted level. Like I said, you really have to just increase the wanted level of your case because they will literally just track your GPS instantly. And there's always, in police things, they have priority. So, I mean, yeah, you just have to increase the priority of your situation, right? You gotta, it is what it is, right? I mean, my strategy is pretty smart, not gonna lie. You include a possibility that the man's got a weapon, which increases the police. First, it increases the amount of police. Second, you're not really lying because you said maybe, so you don't even know yourself. And third, you increase public danger by saying that he could hurt other people, which increases it. Yeah, so you're like all goods. You know what I mean? Straight up. That's how you get the priority list up.
I can't hear what you're saying. Just send quickly.
Why are you beeping?
I probably don't have much time left to tell my mom that I love her if I die. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. I'm trapped inside my gold Honda Odyssey van in the Southwood parking lot of Seven Hills Beth.
I mean, it's really too late, right? But he was able to make that last sentence, the one of context.
Send officers immediately. I'm almost dead.
First said the last, most important thing in his last
Kyle's
breath.
last wish is what every parent should not hear. Even after providing the right information and the officers being so close, yet help was so far. Kyle was eventually found by his own father, Ronald Plush, around 9 p.m. in a parking lot near
That's crazy. So the police didn't even like bother. They just straight up left.
the school in Madisonville, about
Yeah,
6
man, they straight up left. They didn't even check the GPS location.
hours after his first call to 911. On the eve of the 3-year anniversary of Kyle's passing, the city of Cincinnati agreed to pay $6 million to Kyle's family to settle a wrongful death lawsuit, which was the second largest settlement in the city after years of fighting for justice. Kyle's passing has since been a benchmark in the city and country to ensure that all emergency service center personnel are properly and extensively trained to ensure no unfortunate incidents such as the one
To make sure we stop losing money. My bad. Hey, but there's some truth in my words right there. Yeah, next time don't do that because I'm not trying to pay another lawsuit. I mean, money's not real. You know what I mean. You know what I meant.
Kyle had to endure would ever happen again. Some cases leave people in a state of shock, and others leave an impression that it was inevitable. The disappearance of Susan Powell in December
You know, we'll do one more.
2009
Why not? We'll do one more.
falls in the latter category. This
Actually,
may
how long
seem
is this one? Let me just double check. It's like 9 more minutes. The other one's shorter. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate it. That was a very short one. You know, what do we learn from this video so far? Priority list. Increase your priority list. Increase your wanted level. Like, you really just got to increase your wanted level, right? Because there's some cases on the police videos where when you make a report or when you make a phone call and they can't really find stuff, if depending on the priority, right, they will literally track your phone down on whatever phone made the call and then find you in person. So you're really just gonna have to manipulate your way into getting high on the priority list, right? You gotta just come up with a situation. Like you seriously gonna have to put other humans in danger. You're gonna have to put the priority list very high. So then, even if you are lying, or not really lying because you said maybe, but like, you know, they just increase the priority so much that they need to find where the phone call came from, and then they'll find you, right? It's like, for example, a kid. I think I saw a YouTube video once. It was like a little girl who made like a whole situation, like lied about a kidnapping situation, and then the police straight up just found a GPS location and went to the girl's house and arrested her, right? So like, if you're in a really, really bad case and you need the police to you, you're just gonna have to famous your way into getting in the priority list, right? I mean, it's a life and death situation at that point, you know? If you're really gonna die soon, you gotta just increase the priority list. I mean, also, I don't know how the police just didn't. It's 2018, so I don't really know, but, you know, 2018, they should have the GPS location, but I guess the priority list is so low considering that all they heard was, help, help, I'm here, parking lot, I'm gonna die soon, my van is a Golf, something, something, and then he did. It is what it is. So tomorrow we'll go continue this about Susan Powell. Kyle's death was so preventable, the operator was careless. I don't really know if I want to blame the operator. I don't know if you can blame the operator or the dispatcher, right? It really depends. I'm not sure if you can blame the dispatcher or not. Because apparently in 2018 they had the GPS location, so yeah. But I mean, it's hard to say considering it's so old. It's hard to say. Don't think you can blame the operator to a degree. I mean, yeah, the priority list. I'm pretty sure the reason why they didn't check the GPS is because Kyle's situation just, I mean, in logic wise, his priority was so low. All it was just a guy saying, I'm in the parking lot, help me. And that's it. You know? What's crazy is, depending on the priority list on the call, like, in modern, or like maybe not in 2018, but like in 2024, 25, 26, it's so, you could easily, like, no joke, during the police call, the moment you say your situation, right? They have your GPS location, they know your phone, they know who you are, they know everything, and then they just have, like, within minutes, they have the entire information about who you are. They'd be like, okay, this phone, iPhone 14. This guy, he made a phone call. He's saying something, something, something. His GPS location pinpointing it right here. And plus, he was using our iPhone because he said he used Siri, which means that, you know, yeah, so, you know, priority list, and then they literally track who you are. And like, yeah, it is what it is, straight up. Radio. Hopefully you guys learned something today. Try get yourselves in priority lists, you know? I mean, my strategy right now for a car crash seems like the most reasonable, right? It'll get you in a high priority list pretty easily. And you're not really lying because you said maybe. And what other priority list would you be? How else would you put yourself in a priority list? I mean, imagine if you're like on the city, right? And someone like, what is that word called? Battery? Or like someone like punches you or like punches a friend. Instead of saying, hey friend, some guy punched my friend and he was drunk. Be like, hey, there's a violent man in this club. He may have a weapon or not, and he may be hurting some other people. Send officers fast. Priority number 1. Done. Instead of just saying, "Hey, yeah, some guy just punched my friend and he's knocked out. Can you send some police over?" And then they're gonna listen to that call, and then they'll be like, "Oh, okay, some guy knocked at a club. Oh, okay, some guy just got knocked down a club. Let's send some police officers. Yeah, priority list like number 8. Hey, there's a violent man in the club. He may or not have a gun on him, and he could be threatening other members of the public. Please send help straight away. We don't know this man's intention. Number 1 priority: send all of the officers, SWAT team, who knows what. You know what I mean? That's just big brain, no? Pretty logical. Put yourself in high priority list, depending on your desperation, of course. Obviously, well, yeah, straight up. Just, you gotta be selfish in life or death scenarios. Gotta put yourself on the highest priority list. And again, you're not lying because you said maybe. But you are kind of being a slightly, you're famoosing them a bit, you know? A bit of manipulation to a degree, but that's like the only way, or your priority list is going to be low. What other scenarios are there before we end this video? What is a realistic situation? What's a situation that you would need the police in? Let's say someone robbed your house and you somehow got him. You know? Or like, oh yeah, we could do something like that. Like, well, not someone at your house, but like just someone in general, right? Imagine if you took out, like, yeah, you're just gonna have to like, you're just gonna have to increase the priority list by including maybes and including weapons, obviously, because when you include a weapon, then obviously you're gonna come closer because, you know, if you mention that they could potentially threaten other people's lives, then that priority list jumps higher because it's not, when the system looks at it, right? They look at your call and they say, okay, how many lives are in danger? Oh, just one person? Okay, whatever. Who is this person? Who cares? But then when you mention the call and then you add like 30 more people saying there's 100 people, be like, there's 100 people in this mall that could be in danger. Please send help. You just increased your priority list to like danger level. Like, you know what I mean? It's super simple, honestly. You just have to add other people's lives in, and you have to also have a potential that this danger or threat could be worse, and then I'll send priority list. And I mean, like, again, depends on how desperate you are, and of course depends on the situation, and depends on if it's a life or death situation, but your life doesn't matter. What matters is how many lives will be included, and that's how the priority list happens, because they don't care if you die or not, but they care if it's like, you know, just situation priority list. What else would be a good scenario for a priority list? Let's see here. Imagine if you're a girl and you had like a crazy ex-boyfriend try to get in your house, right? I've seen those calls. I've seen those horror stories. Whereas like crazy ex comes in the house and then the police like take like 30 minutes to get there. Right? Oh, you're a girl. You're home alone in the house. You're home alone in a house. Your crazy ex comes to your house, right? But you know you're home alone. But when you call the police, hey there, I have a crazy ex-boyfriend in my house. I'm locked in my room. I'm not sure if my mother, my grandma, my grandpa, my two 500 siblings are in the house too. I'm not sure. But please send help because I'm afraid of my danger and also my mom and my dad and my sister and my grandpa, my grandma. And then you just increase the priority list to like, oh, a sole female in danger. Who cares? To this whole entire family might be dead. Let's go send help. And the police will come faster than you realize. I mean, like, if you're really, really desperate, hey, an ex-boyfriend's coming to my house. Please send help. I'm not sure if my current boyfriend brought his entire family of 5 kids and his grandparents and grandparents too. Also, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but my boyfriend might also be a serial killer. Please come check. Or he might be narcoing drugs. Or be like, I don't know, if you're really, really desperate, right? Be like, oh, my grandpa might be my best friend might be at home. He's a drug dealer and he sells meth. Quickly come. And they're like, just the priority list will just go insane. I mean, you're just like making things up, but you know, situation wise, even if you're making things up and they get angry at you for coming, oh no, if they get angry at you for saying, why did you say all that stuff when it was just you alone, you'll be like, well, I don't know, it was a maybe. And they get to you faster anyway, so it is what it is, right? Straight up. It is what it is, because if you honestly just tell your priority list is over. You're gonna be at the very bottom. They're gonna take their time. You know, the guy who's got a speeding ticket probably has higher priority than you because they get money, and like you don't. You know what I mean? That's just how it is sometimes. Straight up, police officer giving a man a ticket. They get a call saying, "Oh, female in danger. You might want to check it out. Apparently, her ex crazy boyfriend's coming." Oh yeah, let me just quickly finish writing this ticket. You sir, $500 ticket. All right. Don't speed anymore. All right. No more speeding. No more speeding. Contact all units to this house, please. Major family in possible danger. Possible weapons. Possible guns. Please abandon any kind of traffic situations and please come immediately. We need to send help. And then the man will be like, "Oh, no ticket for you. I gotta go now." And your priority list is higher. Matter of fact, yeah, I mean, you could even add police officer. Sometimes the priority list gets even higher when you add a police officer, by the way. I mean, it depends on the scenario, but you could even say that you thought you saw a police officer come in contact and you haven't seen a police officer, but the suspect's still there. Just saying, like, that's another situation. It depends on the situation again, depends on the scenario, but technically, if you really wanted to increase the priority list, you'd be like, I saw this man of officer, and I heard some scruffling, and I no longer see the police officer, but I still see the man. Please send help. And then they're gonna like straight up just priority list. Okay, I spent like the last couple minutes of this video talking about scenarios on priority lists. All right, you guys take that how you will. It is what it is, but just straight up, you have to increase the priority list. All right, depends on life and death situation. Okay, can't be too petty, but again, you just gotta play the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all. Oh, my VPN's on. No, it's off. Whatever. Right, bye-bye.